I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Well, good morning and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. So, it is sports or sports, sports. I am your host, my name is Man, and it is my great pleasure and delight to be with you one more Wednesday morning when we have our NFL show. As usual, we have a great group of panelists. I mean, expert in their fields. We leave the egg experts to the comment section. People like Demo Dre 9. We leave him over there. And when it comes down to the NFL, we get the real A-class, top-class, super expert who understand the game, study the game, read about the game, and they watch the game. They also bet on the game, and they have been having a miserable past 2 weeks. So if you see their attitude being a little sour or bad, is because they have been losing a whole lot of money in betting. Their picks have been poor. So my advice to you is that if you are not going to be in the game, don't bet. Only the best person to bet on is yourself, because you control where the money goes when it comes on to that. All right. So again, thanks for joining us, and I won't even delay. I won't keep them. I'm just going to jump on and have them come on, and they're going to take the show over. And I'm going to save myself for the real football, the ones that you actually use your feet more than you use your hands. That's the one that I'm more knowledgeable about. Welcome also, Fresh God. We encourage you people, when you come on, hit the like button. And if you have not yet, subscribe to the channel. We are nearing 2,000 subscribers, and with your subscription, we can get there. So let me introduce you to our panelist this morning. We have a countryman, I call him Sir Holmes. We don't put the Sherlock on it yet, so we just have him at Sir. And then we have Kemz from Sports Frenzy. This is the man who is always giving away merch. I mean, all he needs to do is win. So you need to hope that he wins, because when he wins, he gives portion of the winnings to his fan base. All right. And then we have Chris Lynch as well. I mean, how can you discuss NFL and don't have anyone from Kingston College? You understand me? Because, the Kingston College people, what the Jamaican thing say, if it is what? If it's rice, they are the white. That's how it goes. They have to be in every little thing. But welcome, guys, and the show is all yours. So go ahead and take over. I'll just stay in the background and go and listen. And if I know anything, I will chime in. But
Oh,
go ahead, Chris Lynch.
Kemz, hello, countryman. Big up.
Morning. Morning.
Kemz, your team, start at your team, the Packers, in big trouble, paying big fines, and your quarterback playing a big fine also. Yes, man, you look like a surprise for breaking COVID protocols.
Yeah, yeah, but those are Trump change, boss. Those are
Yeah,
those are
nothing to sweat over. But tell the
those,
people how much money you call Trump change.
that
Because of the owners and how rich they are, that's why
yeah,
Kemz is calling
you know
300,000 US Trump change.
the, the thing is, is I believe is a small price to pay, for greatness because, let's say it wasn't a fine, but it was a suspension. It would be dire time for the Packers because we have the Seahawks coming up, and if you know anything about the NFC, there's only one team get a bye, because due to the fact that they add an additional team, so only one team gets a bye, and that's the first place team. And you have the Arizona Cardinals. Even though we beat them, they are now 8-1, and we're 7-2. And Arizona Cardinals don't look like they're stopping anytime soon. You have the Rams, who is also 7-2. You have the Bucks up there as well, who was probably the easiest schedule remaining. So, with that being said, if the fine was $2 million, $3 million, I would definitely hope that the Green Bay Packers would smile paying that because I think any monetary fine is better than a suspension right now for the
Suspension.
quarterback. Because we saw Jordan Love, and I've said it before that this guy is not special at all. Because if he was special, the Packers would have easily hold their hard in on Aaron Rodgers. So they know he's not special. I know he's not special. You know he's not special. So the fine, I believe the fine is just a small price to pay, for what is to come.
Yeah, countryman. I guess you agree with Kemz.
To a point, but a further update. He wasn't vaccinated then. As you say, it is a suspension now. Has he gone about and have that taken care of? Kemz, do you know?
No,
Uh,
but it's not the wait, sorry, Kemz, but it's not that he's not vaccinated why he got fined. Because it's Aaron Rodgers and the receiver guy, Allen Lazard, that's his name, Kemz. The two
yes.
of them get fined because basically, if you're not vaccinated, you're not supposed to go outside and in a group of more than three. And they violated that. So they went to a Halloween party,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So that's where they were fined. It's not that they're not vaccinated, it's that they're not vaccinated and not adhering by the
Oh,
NFL
protocols.
protocols. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were fined. I think I saw it here. They were fined $14,650.
Yeah, the
So
piece.
according to them, that's like $100. It's like $100. Just
Yeah,
you
it's
know, and
millionaires you're talking about.
yeah.
Fair enough.
And the thing as well in a countryman is that along with what Chris Lynch said, is that he was doing a whole lot of stuff. He was doing a whole lot of stuff, doing interviews without a mask, being on the sidelines without a mask. So he was operating. So even though he deceived the population that he was immunized, right? But even though he was doing that, he still wasn't following the proper protocols. Carson Wentz isn't vaccinated, and Carson Wentz is always with his mask on the sidelines. Kirk Cousins isn't vaccinated. Cole Beasley isn't vaccinated, and these persons follow the protocol. So why Aaron Rodgers, even though he's my quarterback, why does he feel like he's special?
I like that quote unquote immunized.
Greetings, gentlemen. Greetings. Morning.
Greetings,
Morning,
G
G
Star. Talking about the very unruly Packers and Aaron Rodgers violating protocols.
That bad man. That bad man's been was being a bad man. Misquoting Martin Luther King and them thing then. And how dare he?
Yeah.
But one
Yeah,
thing I
so
would
you agree with the fines then?
do.
$14,650 For Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard, they were fined 14,650, and while the Packers, as a
That's too light.
organization, was fined
Too light.
300,000.
Too light. I think they should have taken
Kemz
like a
agree.
fourth round pick. A fourth round pick or a third round pick. Nothing too heavy, but something to, a decent little slap on, like more than a slap on the wrist. What's $14,000 to Aaron Rodgers?
They say going forward though, if the Packers do that again, then draft picks could come into play. I guess it's just that it's a first time.
Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is.
And then the next biggest news, probably G-Star and Countryman and Kemz, is Odell Beckham Jr. is a free agent and is looking to play.
So let me start by this. This is why in NBA I don't drop no catches. You know what I'm saying? So I have to give Kemz his props because he and I were talking about this last week, and I was like, hey, there's no way Odell is getting released. Remember that, Kemz? I said, there's no way, right? Because they had a chance to trade him, and they didn't trade him. So you could have gotten even a second or a third for Odell Beckham Jr. So I can't understand that, but we've seen it. Like as a Cleveland fan, I've seen that Baker Mayfield actually plays better without Odell Beckham Jr. because he doesn't have I guess he has more freedom, right? He's more tied down to Odell Beckham Jr. was in his brains for some reason. And I think that he's just not that great of a quarterback because if you have a talent like Odell Beckham Jr., you should be able to get him the ball. So, I guess it's best for both sides. As a Cleveland fan, I'm kind of sorry to see Odell Beckham Jr. go because I know when it comes time to the playoffs, Cleveland's going to need him. But all in all, it's good for the NFL.
I see where Kemz Packers might be one of the or could be the benefactor for Beckham. I think this is going to be based on how the salary cap is situated. It's going to be between the Saints, the Packers, and the Saints, the Packers, and the Chiefs. They are the ones that he says he wants to go to a contender. And based on where those teams are in respect to the salary situation, that is where the possibility lies. So, Kemz, your bad man might have a wide receiver coming where it could take a lot of pressure off him.
And it's problems. If he goes to the Packers, it's a huge, huge problem for the rest of the league. Believe me, huge.
Only make it fair. Only thing is that Antonio Brown is probably going to be a little out a little longer for Brady. So, but obviously, if he comes back,
didn't they say Antonio Brown is back this week? Him and Brown.
No, based on what I see this morning, they're saying Brown is out a little longer.
A little longer.
Which is fine.
And that's why they are saying Brady probably want to stop the debt more, basically. Because Brown is out a little longer. But he's not on the market for 24 hours even yet. You think he goes today? The Seahawks is the favorite landing spot at the moment because that's where he said he really wanted. That's where his camp is edging towards, and they said the Seahawks has mutual interest.
Where did you find that news, Chris Lynch? Because I haven't seen that anywhere.
That's from Monday, Kemz. They were talking about the Seahawks
okay, so this is how it is, right? So that's before he cleared waivers, right? Because you know how the waivers came. So there was a particular waiver order, and obviously Packers and those teams wasn't in the running. I believe, if memory serves me correct, it was Jacksonville, and because they had some. Because what happened, the Cleveland Browns and Odell, they worked out a thing where if he goes to a team of waivers, the Cleveland Browns wouldn't pay his salary. Because what had happened, the reason why they were hesitant to release him is because if he wasn't claimed on waivers and then he joined Green Bay, Cleveland Browns would be the one who would be paying his salary at that point in time. So they had to work out all the intricacies they had to work out before to ensure that, okay, if he's not claimed off waivers, then whichever team he goes to, then that is the team that will pay his salary and so on and so forth. Where Green Bay is concerned, not because Green Bay is my team, but I believe Green Bay is the best landing spot. Why? Okay, if you look at the Seahawks, right, they have DK Metcalf and they have Tyler Lockett. Remember, DK Metcalf is like Odell. They want the ball. He wants the ball. He needs the ball. He wants a lot of touches, right? Okay, so I believe that will stir up some things because Odell wants a lot of touches as well. So I wouldn't say the Seahawks. Plus, right now in the Seahawks division, they don't look like a contender. They don't look like a contender at all because you have the Arizona Cardinals, you have the Rams. And the Seahawks is mostly 3-5 or something like that. So, they don't look like a contender. Okay, you talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. Say what you want about it, they don't look like a contender at all. Plus, they have Tyreek Hill, they have Travis Kelce, they have Hardman.
But he could make them, he could put them back on par to get that offense going because it's just, like I said, it's not a whole lot when it comes to the Chiefs because it's just Kelce and basically and that you would say is better than Odell. Kelce and Hill. Pringle would have to take a back seat. Hardman would have to take a back seat to Odell.
It's a team situation. He'd be a number 2 receiver at the Packers. He'd be the number 2 receiver in the Chiefs.
They're both it wouldn't be. He would probably be the number 2 receiver, but he'll be the number 3 option because you have Travis Kelce and you have Tyreek Hill and then Odell. So while Kelce is a tight end, but Kelce is a major part of the offense, a major part of the offense.
Fair enough.
And then obviously Tyreek Hill, that man target Tyreek Hill at least 10, 11 times a game, right? So then when you look at Odell now, he's going to have to fit in. But again, Kansas City is not playing well enough for me to consider them a contender at all. Like they scored 13 points against Green Bay with a backup quarterback. Like that's an absolute joke. Now, when you look at Green Bay, right, it's going to be Devontae Adams and Odell. And teams like to double Devontae. So if they double Devontae, then hey, is Odell one-on-one against any safety, any defensive back, and say, okay, that's barbecue chicken. If they double Odell, then Devontae Adams one-on-one, that's barbecue chicken as well. And then you have Randall Cobb in the slot as well. So then there's a lot of options. And then you have to think about smart quarterbacks, right? You have to think about, remember, Baker Mayfield is not that, I don't think he's that good. But when you talk about Aaron Rodgers, when you talk about those quarterbacks of that high caliber, they will find Odell and put Odell in successful situations. Baker, no. Look at the game of Baker played the other day. No receiver had more than three receptions. No one receiver had more than 3 receptions. Jarvis Landry had 5 targets. So when you look at those things, Baker wants to spread the wealth around. They can't have a high maintenance wide receiver like Odell in that system. That's just what I believe.
I think it goes the same way for the Chiefs, though. I don't see why you don't see it that way. Because if they double Tyreek, Odell become a threat. That is the thing, and we know they like to double Tyreek because of his speed. So I think it goes the same way. But like I said, I will probably lean towards the Packers being the best fit. And probably that's where I would have leaned at. If I was in Odell's shoes, I would have been looking to go join the bad man.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think right now, especially Aaron Rodgers is playing a better brand of NFL football for me, right? Right now, Patrick Mahomes is kind of iffy. Like it's kind of iffy with Patrick Mahomes. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league right now. And we know that Devontae Adams gets about 15 targets a game. So they could definitely use a number 2. I rate Valdez Scantling. I can't remember his full name. Valdez Scantling. I rate him still. He's a good receiver.
He's no Odell.
Yeah, but I think Odell would definitely bring them offensively to a different level. But both excellent choices. He can't go wrong. If he goes to the Chiefs, he can't go wrong. If he goes
he can go wrong if he goes to the Chiefs. Okay, look at this.
We'll agree to disagree.
Look at this G-Star, right? Look at the totality of the team, right? Okay, in Aaron Rodgers' division, they have the Bears, the Vikings, and the Lions. So that's an automatic playoff spot, right? Right now in the Chiefs division, they have the Chargers and the Raiders. And they have the Raiders coming up next. What I think the Raiders will beat them because the Raiders just signed Deshaun Watson. But the Chiefs defense is so anemic, they can't stop a fly, they can't stop me or you. So I just don't believe. I don't believe that Odell is putting himself in the best situation going to the Chiefs. I believe Odell wants to win a Super Bowl, and I don't think going to the Chiefs will put him in the best situation to win a Super Bowl. I just don't think so.
You can't count out the Seahawks, you know, because Russell Wilson has no return, you know, and he's going to be playing. So you can't count out the Seahawks because as Kemz, Chris Lynch had said, they're scheduled to go out there, and that is where his camp is looking. So you can't count them out in terms of saying that they are not a contender to get to presently.
Oh, but how are they a contender, countryman? Can you educate?
No. I said a contender to get him.
Oh.
Yeah. No, and because remember, Chris Lynch said his camp was looking
up until Monday. That's where all news briefing had him basically saying it's a favorite landing spot for him.
All right, look at this. This is why I don't think he's going to go to the Seahawks, right? And again, I was saying that the Seahawks, because of the waiver order, they were most in line to get him. So I believe if the Seahawks wanted him, they would have claimed them off waivers because that was their best opportunity. But just look at the Seahawks remaining schedule. They have the Packers. We can all agree that's probably an L. Then they have the Cardinals. That's probably 2 L's, right? They're already 3-5, so that's going to be 3-7. In that division, they're basically out of the playoffs right there. So. And then they have a stupid Washington team. They can beat them. Then they have the 49ers, right? So when you talk about that, I just don't think that the Seahawks this season and their defense is anemic as well. I just don't think that the Seahawks would be a good choice. If you want to say, Odell want to get some numbers, get some touchdowns and stuff, okay, Seahawks good. But
you need to go into marketing for the Packers, you know, because this is how you do it. You can sell right away. You understand?
Only the Packers. That's the Packers are the only choice.
No, the Packers.
Yeah, it's not the only choice. It's the best. It's the best.
According to Kemz,
it's the best landing spot for him.
The best choice. All right. If I'm not the Packers, the next best choice I would say is the Patriots.
No.
Wait, what you mean by no?
He's moving from one bad situation to go to a rookie quarterback now.
No, man, right. You're mad.
No, look at this.
Mac Jones is a dink and dunk. Mac Jones is dink and dunk, right? That's one. Belichick doesn't care about you know. That's another thing. Belichick is not going to care about if Odell gets the ball or not. That's 2.
Do you
and
remember
then
Randy?
Hold on. Number 3, the Patriots aren't contenders for a championship. The Packers and the Chiefs are.
What?
You're crazy. You're crazy.
What? Hold on. You get to the
stocks of the Patriots have been climbing week by week.
So you guys drinking the Kool-Aid then? All right, keep drinking the Kool-Aid. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
I will keep, just like how you have been drinking the Bills Kool-Aid, I will drink the Patriots Kool-Aid because what I've seen from the Patriots over the last 3 weeks is showing me the exact progress that you need for a Super Bowl team. And if they get a remember, right now they don't have a number 1 wide receiver. They really do not. If you have a number 1 wide receiver as Odell, trust me. Matt Jones right now is playing some good football. Josh McDaniels is drawing up some great plays for him. And you can talk about dink and dunk all you want. I prefer a quarterback who knows exactly what he's doing. I don't want the flashy behind the back like Patrick Mahomes and the side pass. Just execute your strengths, and then you'll be good enough to win.
You must also remember the playbook for Jones has not been opened as yet. I think that is open to increase week by week by week. So
I like my Jones. I do.
The Kool-Aid is coming your way to G-Star. Because they play the Browns next, so the Kool-Aid is coming your way next. That will tell if you drink it or not.
No, Belly might make the playoffs, you know. Belly and the Patriots might make the playoffs. But let's face it, they're not going anywhere. You guys really think the Patriots can win the Super Bowl? Really?
Right now, the Patriots better than the Chiefs. So if you tell me the Chiefs can win the Super Bowl, then the Patriots definitely can win the Super Bowl. Because now the Patriots better than the Chiefs.
Presently.
They're both 5-4. And the Patriots have looked convincing, like I said.
All right, the Kool-Aid is extra high, but the gas is extra high.
One last thing, Chris Lynch, and let us say for the record, all 5-4 records are not created equal. Because if I look at the 5-4 Patriots and the 5-4 Chiefs, I'm saying against Tampa Bay, they were a missed field goal away from winning that game, right? So that would have given me 6-3. If you talk about Dallas, they were one bad play away from winning that game. So they were in games. when I'm looking at the Chiefs, scraping at wins, being a much. Remember, no, the Chiefs have a much better offensive game than the Patriots. The Patriots are nobody. The Patriots have a rookie quarterback, but the Patriots have looked better than the Chiefs, and that's just the facts.
Hey, all right.
It's coming. Don't worry, G-Star. It's coming.
By the way, our records were 8-6, 8-6. Chris Lynch, you were 7-7 last week. Just for the record.
Yeah, I take that. I know. I take that. I take out one pick away from it. I think the Packers game. I was thinking that the Chiefs. To be honest with you, the Chiefs were terrible. They were lucky to even win that game. A lot of special teams. Basically, Packers being horribly in special teams basically helped the Chiefs.
That is correct.
That's the NFL. If there's a lot of ifs in the NFL, you know that every week there's a lot of if. If you made this throw, if he caught the ball, if he didn't touch the line. So that's just how it is in the NFL. It's a game of inches.
Yep.
Based on the score, there's nothing to hide about, gentlemen, because it was right up. It transcended right across the NFL spectrum in terms of how people picked last week. So
God, countryman. Any given Sunday, any team can beat you. Jacksonville beat the Bills.
If the Bills is going to lose to the Jaguars, they're going to have a bad week.
Well,
that one was a hair raiser. I do have the ear comment.
All right, but okay. To be fair to the Bills, right? I've said it over by Sports Frenzy, and I'm going to say it here as well. A lot of persons think that the quarterback position is the most important position, but I keep telling people that offensive line is the most important position in the NFL. We have seen it in the Super Bowl with Patrick
Can you tell G-Star that again? G-Star did the area. Repeat that for G-Star. He did the area, trust me.
The offensive line is the most important position in the NFL. Last Super Bowl, I saw Patrick Mahomes running for his life with no offensive line.
He looked like a dead man, basically.
And then the Bills missed two offensive linemen, and Josh Allen was running for his life from Josh Allen. You understand me?
That is why at the end of the season, the QB always make some gifts for those offensive linemen who save this butt during the course of the year. You understand?
Yes, sir. Why you expect offensive line always get drafted in the top 10, in the top 5? Because those are some really valuable people.
Right. Okay, since you mentioned that, who went what position went 1, 2, 3 in this last draft?
They said what position went 1, 2, 3 in this last
draft? In the draft, yeah.
Yeah, this last draft.
So the QB position is more important.
Just drafted the NFL draft. What position went 1, 2, 3 in this previous draft? In this last draft?
That's the good argument for that is teams are going to draft what they want. You
don't really have offensive linemen being picked with the first top 15 or so draft picks. They're not normally got like at the back end or in the middle of the draft. So that is not a fair question.
No, man, they don't. Offensive line and left tackle, right tackle are one of the most important positions in NFL. After QB, it's probably offensive. It's probably left tackle, to tell you the truth.
There you go, Kemz. After the QB.
No, let me show you.
Because hold on. Because the offensive tackle is protecting the most prized investment. Look at how they get paid. The highest paid offensive lineman is
Is a member of the offensive line, G-Star?
No, hold on, but that's unfair because the offensive lineman they're a unit. It's not a position. Left tackle is a position, right tackle is a position, left guard is a position, center is a position. So you're going 5 guys against 1. That's kind of unfair.
All right.
And you can have the best offensive lineman in the world, and if you don't have a QB, it don't make a difference.
That's incorrect. And let me show you why you're incorrect.
Okay.
Remember the game that the Browns play with Case Keenum. Right now, the Browns have a top 3 offensive line, probably the best offensive line in the whole NFL, right? And they play the game with Case Keenum, who people would say is a downgrade to Baker Mayfield. And that man, and that man, he wasn't. Who did they play? Was it the Broncos? They played the Broncos, right?
Broncos, yeah. I watched that game.
Okay, and did you see the Broncos defensive line against the Cowboys versus the Broncos defensive line against the Browns, because the Browns offensive line is so good. It gave Case Keenum so much time to throw the ball, to pick the defense, to do this, to do that. And when you talk about Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and those persons, you think they just run because they're good? No, it's because the offensive line creates space for those kind of people. So I'm not going to say the QB is not important, but let us talk about the QBs that is drafted.
No, the QB is the most important. We shouldn't be having this conversation.
Let us look at Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was drafted number 2, right? Let us look at Zach Wilson. You're going to tell me, say Zach Wilson is more important than the offense because the Jets have no offensive line, and Zach Wilson is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. Okay, let us look at number 1, Trevor Lawrence. Is he a good quarterback? Very good quarterback, but he has no offensive line. One of the most sacked rookies in the league. Trey Lance not even play, so I can't talk about Trey Lance. When you talk about Justin Fields, what is the knock against Chicago? The knock against Chicago is that the Bears do not have an offensive line to protect Justin Fields, and he has to be running for his life.
And how did he look on Monday night? With no offensive line?
Running for his life, climbing out of the pocket, yes.
All right, hold on. All right, let me just bring up facts. Okay?
So what did I bring up? Fiction?
No, man.
What do you mean? All right.
Let me rephrase. Let me bring up my facts.
Okay.
All right? Without a superstar quarterback, when was the last time an NFL team won without a superstar quarterback? In the last 25 years, Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer, and Peyton Manning, right? We know Peyton Manning is a superstar, but he wasn't a superstar in Denver. To win the big dance, to get to the Super Bowl, you need a top-level QB. Even Joe Flacco in Baltimore was on fire that postseason.
And let me debunk your argument now. Is Jared Goff a top QB?
He played well that season. Yes, he played very well that season. He's not a top QB, but that season.
And why did he play well that season?
Because he had a good. Because he had a good OC. It was a good system.
How much time did Jared Goff had to throw the ball leading up to the Super Bowl?
I'm not sure. I don't know those numbers. I don't know those numbers off the top of my head.
The offensive line was everything for Jared Goff. Let us not even talk about Jared Goff. Is Jimmy Garoppolo a great quarterback?
Not great.
No, he's not. He's not, but he played well. Jimmy Garoppolo played well.
Average quarterback.
That postseason.
Average quarterback. That season they had a
All
top 7. That season they had a top 7 offensive line.
Did they win?
No, but you just said that they
can't. A top defense.
You said that they can't make it to the Super Bowl. You said they can't make it to the Super Bowl without a superstar quarterback. So I'm telling you that that's not true.
Anyhow, let's get going, John.
All right, let's get the picks in now, because obviously that can go on forever. Kemz, I told you when you brought up that part that you should say it twice. I should have let it go, and G-Star wouldn't have heard what you said. Yeah, but it's a good debate to have the offensive line. I mean, I don't have a big difference, a big say in it. I can understand why one would say the quarterback. I'm sure Kemz can understand too, but G-Star cannot understand the offensive line thing.
Yeah, man, we'll keep it moving. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, man.
No, man,
but
I love
Kemz, remember to invite G-Star over the show.
If you give me the option to have a franchise, I can start my franchise with a franchise quarterback, or give me 5 great young offensive linemen. Give me the QB.
But the first game tomorrow, obviously, tomorrow, Thursday night game, Ravens versus the Dolphins. Countryman.
Miami not playing. It's not looking good for them. Especially with Tua there, it's not looking good. The Ravens got them. I think they gave away the game. I wouldn't say they lost that game. Nobody showed up for that game for the Ravens or whatever in terms of that. So, but to me, if my pick for me, I have to pick the Ravens for the game, even though they were average last week. But I'm going to pick them over the Dolphins because they're not looking nowhere whatsoever like that they're going to be competing against them.
Round the table, Kemz, man. Ravens.
All right. My time.
My time
All right.
or G Star.
Yeah, man. Anyone. Kemz.
All right.
Come on, go ahead, Kim. Go
All
ahead, go
right.
ahead, Kim.
So just like I was talking about, Miami, the Miami Dolphins has the worst passing the worst pass defense, I think, or the worst pass offense, however you say it. But they are the worst offensive line in the NFL, right? And as a result of that, that is why Tua is always hurt. That is why he's always getting hit and stuff like that. I saw Jacoby Brissett play. That's his name, Jacoby Brissett. I saw him play last game, and he was absolutely horrendous. He was terrible. I guess they just give him a little run to see what he can do, but he should be out of the team. This game, I have the Ravens winning. Sometimes the Ravens make the game more complicated than it needs to be. I guess they like coming back from behind. But obviously, right now, the Ravens is the better team. Miami has some offensive weapons. I like Mike Gesicki. I like Jalen Waddle. But I don't think this year is their year. I think another year, no controversy, no Deshaun Watson talk or none of that. And I think, Miami will reach, will ascend to the heights that they can ascend to. But with that being said, I would go with the Ravens winning this game.
Yeah, man, G-Star.
All right. Well, I'm sure, Lynch, you're going to pick the Ravens, and it'll be a clean sweep, right? The Dolphins are okay team. Honestly, I never watched the whole game. I didn't watch that game. But I was watching the highlights and I saw, what happened to Tua, Kemz? He got hurt or they pulled him? What happened?
No, he didn't play. He had his ribs and a broken something. They said he had a broken finger or something like that.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So if he plays or he doesn't play, just like Countryman, I'm not a believer in Tua. I honestly thought that the Dolphins should have picked Justin Fields in the draft, but that's a different story for another day. At the end of the day, the Dolphins, the strength of their team, I would probably say their cornerbacks, and the Ravens don't need to throw the football, so they can run it down the Dolphins' throat, and the Dolphins will have enough offense. Kemz said Jalen Waddle, big time player, big time rookie, but at the end of the day, the Ravens will be too much, so easy call for me. This is a short pick, Ravens.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you guys. Obviously, the Dolphins not doing nothing. Yeah, the Dolphins not doing nothing to make you think that they can come with an upset. But it can be an upset, but I don't see this one happening. But yeah, the Ravens for me as well. We have Jacksonville, the Jaguars against the Colts. Kemz.
All right. So let me tell you about Jacksonville. And I'm a person that I don't listen to stats. All right. Stats don't tell me the full story, right? Stats don't tell me the full story. But when I see Jacksonville is not a good team, right? Even though they beat the Bills, I'm not picking, Jacksonville is not a good team, apart from the quarterback and one wide receiver and obviously a superstar coach. I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars is good enough, and as a result of that, I will pick the Colts to win this game. The Colts really and truly have to win every game if they want to stand a chance on making the playoffs, because they're in the division with the Titans, and the Titans just keep improving with or without Derrick Henry. So I believe this is a do or die game for the Colts, as every other game will be. So I think that the Colts will win this game.
Yeah, G-Star.
Yeah, the Colts, I'm not, as I said probably last week, I'm not a believer in Carson Wentz. But just the overall roster of Jacksonville is not where it should be. The Colts have a pretty good defense, and I think that if the Colts lose this, the Colts have to win this game. So I think they'll be extremely hungry, if not desperate, even though they're only playing Jacksonville. So for me, I don't know what the spread is. If you have the spread there, you can tell me the spread.
I think the Colts is 10.5.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a huge spread. That's a huge favorite. So You have to go with the course. A no-brainer. Country.
Based on what the two gentlemen just said, I have to reiterate it. Jacksonville is a process. It's a process. It's a rebuilding process from the coach to the QB. Coach says even have some issues with management and something recently. It was trickles down to what is happening with the players. So I mean I know that the QB is young. Is a learning process for him. Wentz for Colts, a wider, more experienced QB. So in this case, as I said, the Colts, if they want to go forward, they have to win each game next. So I'm going to be picking the Colts for this one.
Yeah, for me it's a division game, and normally when teams are coming off big upsets, the team that upsetted that team that week, so the Colts are realizing that they have to take them serious. Probably had this been a game before the Bills, the Colts would just be in a confident mood and think that they're just going to walk out there and win. But now the Colts, obviously seeing that the Bills got upset last week, is coming in well serious. Like G-Star and Kemz and Countryman said that they have to win. So the Colts for me also.
All right, you kick off the next one, Chris Lynch.
The Bills, New York Jets. The Bills, New York Jets, Josh Allen obviously need to bounce back from that loss. Basically on the bench, he had his head down most of the time. Most have felt bad that he shouldn't have lost against a Jaguars team. Most teams are going to get their points against them. So I guess he's going to basically show that the Bills are a contending team again against this New York Jets team. And I think I have them to cover the spread. They are 13. They are 13 G-Star. The Bills to win by at least 14, I guess. So I go with the Bills.
That's a nasty spread. Here's my problem with the Bills now. I think that they're reading their own clippings, people telling them how good they are. They're the #1 defense in the league. They have an exceptional offense. Josh Allen's an MVP contender, blah, 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 right? But at the end of the day, you still have to go out and play the game, right? And I think that they're getting caught up in all of that because I noticed it from the beginning of this season and last season. They're not running the football none at all, right? It's like they're trying to force feed Josh Allen. Just play the game simply. If it's 2nd and 2, all right, run a play action, no problem. But run the ball. They have two decent running backs in Singletary and Zach Moss, right? But it's like they're trying to they're passing up. They're just too pass happy, kind of like Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. No, I think that is what cost them the game. It's just getting too ahead of yourself. Just play the game simply. So I think they'll more get back to basics. This game, we shall see, or they might just take the Jets, not serious, just like how they took the Jaguars. But I think they'll get back to basics because if they're Super Bowl contenders, they need to start putting it together. The defense is fine, right? But the offensive coordinator for me, it's not on Josh Allen for me. It's on the offensive coordinator to get them more into rhythm, right? Stop passing the ball so much. So for me, they'll get back, hopefully, they'll get back more into that rhythm of running the football, being more balanced, right? And they'll win this game because it's a Jets anyways, but I'm still looking forward to see how balanced the offense is this week. So I got the Bills in a short shot.
Prior to that game with Jacksonville, everyone was raving about the Bills in terms of being, where they were supposed to be as a contender. But then, as G-Star said, any given Sunday, anything can happen. So if you don't go into a game properly coached and properly focused, then the result might be not what you expected. For me, I think the coach is going to shelve the film for that game. Just shelve it and said, okay, gentlemen, take the week off and come back focused because that was an anomaly. It won't happen again. You understand? Because like the Jets, no, they haven't got it together nowhere whatsoever. Same thing, rookie QB, trying to get his feet wet in terms of what the playbook is and get the team to believe in his play. So, but I'm not so sold on him, and I think the Bills will put together and we win this game comfortable.
All
All
right.
right. I couldn't disagree with G Star more, and I don't want G Star believes him. I have nothing against him, but I just couldn't disagree with him more. All right, let me tell you again. One of the main reasons why the Bills lost the game was that they didn't have their two offensive linemen, and Josh Allen was under constant pressure. You're telling me that the Bills should run the ball from last season up until this season? Bills' highest rusher is Josh Allen, right? So I don't know where you see Bills running the ball with any Singletary or so. No, that's not the Bills model. That's not how the Bills play. The Bills is a pass first offense. The Bills is a pass heavy offense, right? In the NFL, again, all these players are pros. Whether you want to say one pro better than one, all these players are pros, and all these players come to play, right? You can look on every team, and every team have a scar on their resume. Shoot, the Jets beat the Titans, right? So every team, and there's no quarterback that play good for 16 weeks or 17 weeks now, right? So there are going to be times week in, week out where the quarterback does not going to be up to it. Just have a bad game. It happens. It's sports, right? With that being said, I believe that Josh Allen is still obviously a superb quarterback. I believe that the Bills' offense is still one of the best offenses out there. Obviously, their defense is good as well, and their special teams, and they have a very underrated coach. The Jets, I think they said that Zach Wilson, is still not 100%, so I guess he won't play this game. So that other quarterback will play who he'll get some yards, but he's no good. So I just think that the Bills will win this game quite comfortably. It's a division game. The Bills realize that hey, the Patriots are sneaking up. The Patriots are coming for that number one spot. So they will play with a sense of urgency. But as I said before, week in, week out, any possible thing can happen, and these games happen in the NFL.
All right.
G Star, we got your Cleveland Browns in the Kool-Aid matchup
Oh boy.
against the Patriots.
Yeah. I tell you. So who's at home?
Who is home? Cleveland.
That matters. Give me the spread, and I'll tell you who's at home.
Patriots, it's minus one. It's 1.5.
So that means the Patriots are at home then. Patriots
Yeah.
are at home. Oh, boy, hey, I can tell you this, the Browns. When I go for the Browns for the victory, they lose. When I go for the Browns for the loss, they win. Right, for the last 3 weeks. So I can go with the Browns, right? I mean, I hear Baker talking that talk about we all stuck together and nobody flinched and blah blah blah. All of that is rhetoric when you win. At the end of the day, I have to respect the Patriots. I have to respect Bill Belichick, what he's done with that squad. I think they're in the top 5 in defense. End of the day, I think Bradley Chubb was on the COVID list, which matters, right?
Nick Chubb.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, Nick Chubb. Yeah. So Nick Chubb is on the COVID list. So you know what? Based on that, honestly, that little report. So he's not supposed to play, right? He's not going to play.
No.
Nick Chubb. So is it
Well,
based on that and Kareem Hunt is back?
it depends, right? Because he's vaccinated, so he just needs two negative tests
Oh,
before
okay.
Sunday.
Okay.
So it depends. So we're not sure.
And the Patriots are at home. Here what? I can go with the Patriots because I just believe that if Nick Chubb doesn't play, and I can't do the if, we're more talk about that, Madan. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots in this one. I think Bill Belichick's coaching will win this one against Baker Mayfield. I think Baker might see ghosts in this game. Give credit to the Patriots secondary. They're balling out, and Bill Belichick is doing what Bill Belichick does, and I don't know, Baker without Nick Chubb and that question mark. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. If I knew Nick Chubb would be there and 100% healthy, and even though it's just a running back, I would have gone with the Browns, but I'm going with the Patriots.
Kemz.
Well, again, Baker Mayfield is the kind of quarterback that needs everything perfect for him to win. And if you know anything about Kevin Stefanski, who is the Cleveland Browns head coach, and the Cleveland Browns model, their model is to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and then play action pass, right? So with Nick Chubb out, obviously Kareem Hunt is still on injury reserve. Um, you know, and going into Foxborough, with the Patriots on a high, you know, I don't want us to neglect. I don't want us to neglect the Browns defense too, because the Browns defense is a top 5 defense in the league. Miles Garrett is unblockable, is unstoppable. So I believe that will play a role. We saw how the Carolina defense gave Matt Jones a little bit of problem. If Sam Darnold wasn't turning over the ball like crazy, it could have been a much tighter game. With that being said, I have no faith in Baker Mayfield. I have no faith in the Browns. I think Matt Jones is a more stable quarterback than him. And, I don't think that Matt Jones plays to his strengths. I think Baker try to do as much as he can, but, his ceiling, I think Baker's ceiling is very low. So I think the Patriots will win this game. I think they'll probably win this game by 3 hours or so. Yeah, field goal.
It'll be a good game.
Country.
This is my upset special. One of my upset special. I'm going with the Browns, gentlemen. I realize when the chips are down with certain teams, they rise to the occasion. As I said, there's a frenzy there losing LBJ or OBJ. Job put up there, as Kemz was saying, in respect to the COVID protocol. I think Baker Mayfield had as he was under a lot of pressure, trying to work with, trying to satisfy his wide receiver. He has gotten rid of that. I think going into that steady game, even though I respect that coaching at Patriots there, Matt Jones is, as I said, is a QB on the rise. All he asks him to do is win the game. Don't try to overdo it. Irrespective, I am going with Cleveland Browns to win this game.
Okay.
Couldn't agree more with
Countryman. I wouldn't say that's an upset special though. No, one.
No, it's close.
Yeah, too close to be an upset special.
Countryman. Yeah, it's close. It's a game that probably people would have bet on, except Kemz. Kemz like these type of game.
This game's nice, man. Patriots.
Yeah, Countryman, I agree with you that it seems as if Baker strive off this OBJ thing. And I don't know, OBJ basically tried to disrupt the locker room, and basically that's why he's out.
Hey,
so I go with Baker striving off that, just trying to prove that he wasn't the problem.
How did OBJ try to disrupt the locker room?
Yeah, but that his quarterback doesn't feed the ball.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
He was a good soldier for 2 years still, you know.
He didn't say anything. His father was the one who released the video. OBJ never said anything.
Yeah, man, Ken, that's right. People see you every day, and I say something. Basically, people are saying that's what Kemz saying. I said, I said the business world.
It's that also was in the media saying that it wasn't throwing him the ball and stuff like that. So, there was some controversy there.
No, man. At the end, he wasn't a good soldier at the end. But for the most part, he was a good soldier. Kemz, if your father says something, OBJ had to give the go ahead and say, "All right, pops, yeah, man, release it."
You think so?
Man, of course.
I think all of that is speculation, and we have to be careful when we come.
But Kemz, last week you agree,
Hold on, General. Hold on. We have to be careful when we come on certain platforms and we say things that that we want to appear absolute when we have absolutely no facts of anything. I can't say, him put up him father to it. I can't say that. Like, I don't know that. I don't have facts for that. I've seen players posts come out and say and posting on social media, and another husband put them up to it. You know, some people can just go, Jano. But a father can say, boy, this is not my son. I don't like how the media is covering my son, and take it upon themselves and do it. So, and as well as it can be OBJ say, hey Pops, can you put this out for me? It can be either, but we can't come here and say, well, this is definitely OBJ's doing. No, we can't say that. That's unfair to OBJ, man. Come on.
No, we can feel so, man. We can definitely feel so.
Well, again.
And more than likely, if I was a professional athlete and my father was doing something, like my father would have come to me and say, yo, and I would give him the go ahead or not. But everybody different still. So you have a point. It's not absolute, it's not 100%. But just like when Tom Brady's father said something before with the Patriots, more than likely Tom Brady gave his father the go ahead. Just so it go. It wasn't a little loose statement, Bernard. It was that one loose statement, It was an 11-minute video. Come on, that would be
I am not saying it's absolute, but that's how the Browns team took it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Basically, that's how they took it. So I'm going on what I am, because obviously I don't know, but that's how they took it.
All right, so look at this, right?
Yeah, excellent point, Chris Lynch. It's the perception.
All right, look at this, Chris Lynch, right? Say you have a son in the NFL, and every day you turn on your TV, all you're hearing is that your son is trash. Your son make the Browns trash. Boy, your son, Baker play better without your son, or your son now run the right routes. Your son run him own routes, and you see all of that. You don't think that would have trigger you as a parent, just as a parent. You see that would have trigger. Oh, hold on, no man, me have to defend my son. My son can't say nothing because he's in the locker room. So make me as a parent who's outside, let me put out something to show say my son has been open many, many times. You don't think that's a possibility?
Kemz, I'd say I don't disagree with you, but I am saying he disrupt the room because that's how the Browns took it. I don't disagree with you because we don't have no evidence that it's true. So what you say is a good analogy to say. Obviously, if you see things about your son or your family member in the news, you just feel like you have to come and clear it, even without their permission.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what Kemz says. So. But Pittsburgh was the terrible Lions. I'm just gonna say I'm going with the Steelers. So you guys, countryman, you can go.
Steelers.
We don't, Steelers.
Yeah.
So the screen see there's no why you guys don't analyze Detroit game? There's nothing to analyze.
All right, let me get in there. All
right, go ahead.
You see Pittsburgh now. Pittsburgh is really riding off of them defense, if we really be honest. Their offense is just not good enough at the moment. And I believe, if the spread is 10 or 15, I would take the Lions with the spread. Pittsburgh would win the game, but Pittsburgh would probably win the game by a field goal. All right, look at this. Look at this game. Yesterday against the Bears, Monday against the Bears, right? Going into the fourth quarter, they were leading 24-7 or something like that.
24-13, something like that.
About 14.
Yeah, they were leading by 14 points going into the fourth quarter, and they just make unforced errors. And if it wasn't for that bogus call that the referee make against about taunting, the Bears would have probably won the game. So I just believe that Pittsburgh doesn't have the killer instinct to put away teams. It's not the Pittsburgh of old where say, all right, you come in Pittsburgh, you're going to be a problem. No. So I believe that the Lions just coming off a bye, and they're embarrassed, can't win a game. I believe what's name? Jared Goff. I believe he'll throw the ball around. And I believe that he'll make the game competitive, but in the end, Pittsburgh will win. But I don't think it's going to be a runaway, like where I say, oh, Pittsburgh. I don't think it'll be an easy win. I think it'll be probably by a field goal.
All right.
Yes, everybody agree upon that. Tennessee at home to the Saints. This sir.
Yeah. This one is a cracker of a game. That's the first thing. The second thing is we all hear the Titans an apology, because I don't think none of us picked the who did they lose to? Who did they beat? The Rams. We all picked the Rams last week. And we all thought without King Henry that it would be sticky, right? Honestly, I didn't see this coming from the Titans defense. About 3 weeks in a row, the Titans defense has really, really stepped up. And the Saints now, who did they lose to? Without Jameis Winston, they lost to the Falcons last week,
Yeah.
right? In 27-25. I like what the Titans are doing offensively. They signed AP. They're still trying to play the same way, and Julio Jones hasn't gotten going yet. So I think that Marcus Lattimore will probably have the assignment for AJ Brown. So I think this week will be the week where AJ Green. This week will be the week where Julio Jones has a monster game, and I'm going to take the Titans because their defense is playing really good, and Tannehill is getting the job done, right? Trevor Simeon, he's Trevor Simeon, and then Julio Jones is going to have a big game. So I'm going with the Titans.
Kemz.
Country.
Country. Anyone?
Based on what G Star said, I mean, the Saints losing Jameis Winston so was a huge blow because he was playing pretty well. He had the offense where he wanted it, even though he made some erratic throws every now and then, resulting in putting the team in a precarious position. Notwithstanding the loss of the running back from the Titans, we all expected, as G Star said, they would have it would have been a dull jump for them last week, especially going up against that Rams. But they proved us all wrong. So Tannehill has the team where he wants it to, and I'm not going to go against him. So I'm picking the Titans to win this one.
Hold on. Are you guys really sitting here telling us about Ryan Tannehill? Really? Okay. Ryan Tannehill has done nothing to make the Titans be where they are, right? So the game against the Rams, right? Essentially, the reason why the Rams lose the game is because Matthew Stafford basically threw 2 pick sixes. Obviously, both of them never go in the end zone, but one of them, it end up at the 1 yard line, and then they run it in, right? So, but going up against this team, I was wondering, hey, why Sean Payton never start Taysom Hill, because I believe Taysom Hill, he was healthy, but I think he went with just a more traditional quarterback who can sit in the pocket and throw the ball, depending on the game. This Titans team, like when you see teams on a high, especially when they come off of some emotional win, the following week, it always go a certain way. And if you know anything about Sean Payton, very good coach, very smart coach, and I believe that defense, who got minced up by Atlanta, last week, I think they take offense to that. So I'm actually picking the Saints to win this game. I think they will force Ryan Tannehill to throw the ball. Adrian Peterson come in, Derrick Henry first game come out, so they have a particular spark. And then Matthew Stafford never helped when him throw those 2 quote-unquote pick sixes, right? So having the Saints to win this game, I think it's going to be a boring game. I think it's going to be all-out run. Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara. So I have the Saints winning in a close game. If the Saints can beat the Bucks, I don't see why the Saints can't beat the Titans. So I have the Saints winning this game.
Chris Lynch, what says you?
Yeah, I'm going with Mr. Tannehill on the running game.
What running
Country?
game?
Yeah. No, I give my pick already now.
Country gave his pick already.
So what you feel that? You feel that AP gave a big game.
Yeah,
Chris Lynch.
What running game you're talking about?
AP.
Without King Henry, no run?
I don't think it's butt up and catch this. Come, this, the Saints defense, top 5 defense. The Saints defense is for real. And let me tell you, in order for the Titans win the game, 2 things have to happen. Ryan Tannehill have to play above in grade, or whichever quarterback them use, the Saints use, have to make a lot of mistakes, which I don't foresee happening again. So I believe that the Saints will win this game and they will stifle the Titans.
We have
Alright.
I didn't even they have the big bad game at the AT&T Stadium. America's team welcome the Falcons. Kemz.
All right. Again, I'm a person that I trust my eyes very well, right? And my eyes tell me that the Dallas Cowboys won't play as bad as they played last week. And the Atlanta Falcons won't play as good as they played last week, right? And if you know anything about the Falcons, is a roller coaster team. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Remember, the Falcons still don't have Calvin Ridley. They have that guy, I think they got him from New England, Patterson. He seems like a all-round guy. He plays special teams. He returned the punt. Now he's wide receiver. He plays running back. So he's a utility player. But I believe, the Dallas Cowboys got punched in the mouth, against the Denver defense. And let me tell you, this Atlanta defense is no good because they're 27th against the pass and I believe 28th against the run. So if you know Ezekiel Elliott, Pollard is going to, have a very good time. And then obviously the Dallas have so many weapons. CD Lamb, Amari Cooper, and don't forget Michael Gallup is coming back this week as well. So they're going to have a host of weapons. And I believe, last week, Dak Prescott was favoring that calf. I think, getting another week now, I think the calf is much better, and I think they'll come back and get in pole position. I think that the Cowboys will win, and I think the spread is 9.5, and I think they'll beat the Falcons by double digits. So Dallas to win big.
Country.
I don't think the Cowboys going to give Stephen the next jovial weekend. When I saw the score 30, or was it 37 or something like that, I was like wondering if my eyes was deceiving me. It's surreal, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott, I think he'd have a better game. As I said, I know he's coming off, he's working with an injury, even though they don't want to say it, but he's not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel Elliott needs to step up his game, needs to prove that he's one of the premier running back, as he's touted to be in this league. And he has to step up his game. As I said, as Kemz said, they have too much, especially when at the wide receiver positions.
Oh gosh, man!
I mean, it is too much. So I said it's too much just for the coach and those, to get this thing back to groove.
Yep.
And call the players that are known, the Cowboys, our American team is known for, and come out with a win. So I'm going with the Cowboys for this one.
Yep.
Chris Lynch.
Yes. Going with Dak. Not gonna trust Matt Ryan. I think last year they had an epic ending to a game that I think ended 39-40. It was one of the weirdest games that I seen in a long time.
That was when the Falcons were up double digits and the Dallas come back and win.
Oh yeah, there was the onside kick, right? When the guy didn't.
Yeah, it was an offside kick. Yeah, it was a lot of drama in that one.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Dak Prescott will come good this week and give the Dallas Cowboys, get them back on the winning track.
Okay.
Honestly, for me, who know me know that I'm a big, I much prefer the NBA. I'm a big NBA fan still, right? Play basketball, never play NFL, none at all. But I have to admit, I think that the NFL is the best league in the world, right? Champions League might have a good case, right? But just the gambling aspect of it, the any given Sunday aspect of it, you know what I mean? The drafting, all of that, the trades, the drama, Tom Brady playing against Bill Belichick, all of these things. Every week is a different drama. So that's why I think the NFL is pretty much the best league. And the Cowboys playing against the Broncos, like everybody thought the Cowboys was going to win, except me, right? I told you, I said that it would have been a letdown game for Dallas, right? And just like how it was a letdown game, then the opposite would have to hold true, right? So they just got punched in the mouth last week. So this week now, they'll be back on form. Kemz said it, Countryman said it. Too much offense, At the end of the day, they'll be ready to play this week and they'll get back on track. So picking the Cowboys. No need for long talking for that one.
Yeah, Washington hosts the Buccaneers.
Oh gosh. This is TB12. I don't think I've
You did give your pick, right?
Yeah, man, everybody pick the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And that might be a short pick too. That might be one of the 6. It looks like this is gonna be an easy weekend, fellas, right? For the picks wise.
Until the game starts to play.
No man, yeah, there you go.
Any given Sunday.
No man, last week was a tough week. You could tell, just the last 2 weeks were tough. I haven't gone against TB12 the whole season, so there's no way I'm going to go against him. No, this is a rematch of the playoffs. Taylor Heineke is still the starting quarterback. The Bucks are coming off a bad loss. They're also coming off a bye week. Gronkowski might be back. Even if he's not back, it shouldn't matter. I don't think Washington has enough offense, and their defense is not playing to how it was last year. Secondary is very, very suspect. I don't even know who the running back is, and that should tell you because I'm kind of an NFL junkie, and I don't know who the running back is in Washington. The Bucks can play any which way. It could be Fournette, it could be Ronald Jones, it could be Evans, it could be Godwin. Too many weapons. Even I think OJ Howard you might see OJ Howard having 2 touchdowns this week. So easy pick, Bucks, TB12, defending champions. On the road for the back-to-back.
I don't know what kind of back-to-back you're talking about, but
yeah, Kemz.
Back-to-back champions.
Sorry, you're crazy. You're definitely crazy. But when you talk about the Washington team, right? I say the Washington. I don't remember the last game that they played before their bye, but they dropped they cut their kicker because I think he missed 2 field goals in that game. So they
played Denver in that game.
Yeah, yep. So they had 2 missed field goals in that game. So they cut the kicker. My thing with kickers is that you have one job, right? You have one job. And for those kick some field goal, right? If you can't do that effectively, then why are you in the league? So they have a new kicker, right? But Tom Brady is coming off a bye. They're coming off a L as well against the Saints. And, what can I say? The Washington football team, again, the front 7 is not the same front 7. Chase Young is not as impactful as he was last season. So I expect the Bucks to win this one. That quarterback that they have, I think they need a new quarterback. He's okay, but he's not a starting quarterback in this league.
Definitely.
So, Tampa Bay will win easy, probably win by 20 plus points.
I'm listening to you, gentlemen. So, trying to find some positive with Washington. You both are struggling. So I'm just going to leave it alone and say Tampa Bay. I can't do anything more than that. Tampa Bay.
You're right.
Yeah, I can't see this team beating Tom Brady. So yes, I'm going to follow Countryman and the back of Kemz and G-Star. There's nothing positive really to come from this team to give Tom Brady any trouble this weekend.
That's a good point you guys made.
So,
there really is no positives about Washington when you really think about it.
Yeah.
The Bucks clean sweep then, I guess. Everybody pick the Bucks. Kyler Murray. The Arizona Cardinals host Carolina Panthers.
All right, I'll go first since I hear everybody delaying. If it was a better team, I'd pick a letdown week because they're due for a loss. You don't know. Sometimes you just have to go, with your gut. They might be due for a loss, but the Carolina Panthers and Sam Darnold. I was rooting for Sam Darnold this year still, I won't lie. I was rooting for Sam Darnold. You look quizzical, Frenzy. You want to interject?
Hold on, boss. Hold on. You said that the Cardinals are due for a loss. They just lost. What kind of due them due for
to the Packers?
They just lost to the Packers. Also, a bit of information: Sam Darnold is out. PJ Washington will be the one starting.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't that the week before? Didn't they just win last week? They're
Yeah, they
due for
win
an
last week,
excellent.
but they
They
lost the
beat the
week before.
49ers. I didn't
Yeah,
want to
man.
say
Yeah,
nothing, but they beat the 49ers.
yeah, there you go. So they're due for another loss, man. They're due for another loss.
Yeah, man.
Here what? At the end of the day, who are they playing? Sorry, the Cardinals or the Panthers? Yeah,
Panthers, yeah.
yeah, and probably things ankle is probably getting healthier and healthier. Kyler Murray. Boy, and if Sam Darnold is playing this bad, what's the backup quarterback going to look like? You know what I mean? Obviously, he can play well. I don't think anybody knows who he is, right? But there's no way I can go with a backup quarterback that I don't know who he is, don't know his name, don't know where he came from. I like what the Carolina defense is doing. Brian Burns is one of my favorite players on defense in the NFL. Stephon Gilmore is there. So the Carolina has some pieces, But at the end of the day, the Cardinals, they're looking like a contender for sure. So I can't go against the Cardinals in this one. So
For a team
Cardinals for
that,
me.
for a team that I think started, what was it? The Panthers, I think started
Huh?
3-0, if my memory serves me
Done
correct.
for today.
They did,
All right, so
yes.
tomorrow TV.
You there?
Yeah, keep going, country.
Yeah,
Yeah, for a
country,
team
you.
that started 3-0, I think is how much. This is what the the fifth or sixth loss now for them.
Yeah, I think they're about 4-6 or something like that. Somewhere
They have
around there.
lost 5 games, yeah, 4 and 5.
Yeah, and for a team
4
that
and 5.
started so well, to get it right, and then here now that Sam Darnold won't be the QB, going up a team that has been projected to be a contender. Kyler Murray is playing lights out. I can't go against, even though go against that. I have to beat. I'm going with the Cardinals for this one.
Yeah, I'm just sorry JJ Watt got injured for the year. I'm not even a Cardinals fan, but just an NFL fan. Man, I would have loved to see
He was
JJ
playing
Watt.
lights out on that defense for real.
I would love to see JJ Watt and Chandler Jones together. All right, keep going. Sport frenzy, Mr. Kemz.
So check me out, right? I know you say you don't hear much from PJ, PJ Washington, but he came in the game versus the Giants, when Sam Darnold was thinking of the joint. He came in the game and he was god terrible, right? But he's a person that he could throw the ball. He has a good arm, right? So he can throw the ball long. But apart from that, there's not much he can do. What I will say about Carolina is that they have a really good defense, right? So they can hang their head on the defense, and Christian McCaffrey is back, so probably they can try to use the running game and try to keep Kyler Murray and the Cardinals on the sidelines. Probably that's what they can do. But I think that there's just too much firepower. The Cardinals are rolling. I don't think they're due for a loss like G-Star does. I think they're actually due for more wins. I think they want to go ahead and secure this top spot because the Rams are right there on their heels, and they want home field advantage. So I have the Cardinals winning big in this one.
All right.
Yeah, I have the Cardinals too. Colt McCoy, the backup quarterback, he played last week for the Cardinals. He didn't look bad. He actually had a great game. If you want to look at it that way, he had a great game. Didn't look like didn't have any interceptions, and basically just played it simple. And I think Kyler Murray being questionable this week, I think they sit him again because of how good that McCoy played, and just go with McCoy again just to get Kyler Murray
some more time.
Yeah, give him some more time, because he looked, even by walking, he looked a little like he was dragging his foot. So I don't know. So I think they give him more time this week, based on how good the quarterback played last week.
That's
and I think he's
downside
good
of
enough to get the
win.
Cardinals a win. So Cardinals for me.
All right, so that's a clean sweep. Another clean sweep.
Yep.
Yeah, the Rams versus the Vikings. Kemz.
The
Rams at home. Rams at home.
The Vikings. Are the Rams that play the Vikings?
Chargers versus the Vikings.
Oh,
My bad. Two
oh,
LA teams.
oh, oh. I definitely have to go with the Chargers. My scare for this game though is Dalvin Cook, right? Because Dalvin Cook, even against the Ravens defense, that man was running them red. And the run defense for the Chargers is not that good. So, but I think that the Chargers, all the offensive weapons that they have, Justin Herbert playing as good as he is playing, Keenan Allen and them boys. I just think they're better than the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings is a good team. I think the Vikings need to shake up that team. I think they need a new voice in the locker room. I think Mike Zimmer needs to go, because I think he's been there too long without much success. So I think he needs to go. Obviously, I tell you before, I think Kirk Cousins is the most overrated quarterback in this league as it relates to how much he's being paid, right? I think if you're paying a man so much money, he has to bring you more quality than that. You're not gonna pay a man $80 million and all he can give you is 1-9 against winning teams. That's absolute joke, right? When you see Kirk Cousins on one side and another quarterback on the other side, you automatically say, Lord God, says a L for you, right? So Kirk Cousins not good enough. I think Justin Herbert will win this game, and I think they'll win this game quite easy.
I go then. I love the second year quarterback Herbert, but this is probably it's not even an upset special because it's a very close spread basically. With the Chargers being one, but I'll go with the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. Just think that they will be able to pull off this one against the Chargers, who I think is not playing so good as they were in the when they just started out.
All right, so let me ask you a question, Chris Lynch. Are you picking the Vikings just to pick them, or you have a feeling in your tummy will tell you to pick them, or do you actually think that the Vikings is a good enough football team to win this game?
I think they are good enough to beat them. I wouldn't just pick them if I think they are good enough to beat them. And the Chargers on the other hand, they haven't been lights out like when they just probably the first 5 weeks. They aren't lights out. And I think that the Vikings feel like they can take this one. And the spread is also telling you that. Spread is also telling you that the bookies are afraid of the Vikings playing them. So I'll go with the Vikings.
All right, country.
The Chargers can't afford to lose a game based on that division. They can't afford to lose a game. So because of that, I feel they'll be more prepared or better prepared to face each team that the coming as the season progresses. So as you said, here second year QB, I mean they're opening the books a little bit more and more for him. He has the offense where he wants it, he commands it. I've seen him rally from behind. I see him lead and can extend that lead. So I'll be going with the Chargers to win this one.
Yeah, this is a tough game. For everything Chris Lynch has said, everything Kemz said, and you as well, country. This one is more of a gut. Who's at home, Chris Lynch?
The Chargers.
The Chargers are at home. So I guess based on that, I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think the Vikings have for me this is a pick 'em just because the Vikings came close with the Ravens last week, and we're going to NFL. Just the psyche of players. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think the Chargers just are a better team as well. So, and they have a better quarterback in my opinion.
Yeah, the quarterback is a good guy. Well,
And
the
I like how
Denver Broncos. I went with the Vikings.
overrated in terms of how he gets paid. Yeah. Sorry, Christian.
Yeah, the Denver Broncos play the Eagles.
I know Countryman have to leave soon, so Countryman, you can go on because
Country.
I just say I'll take the Broncos. I'll pick the Broncos this one.
Yeah, Kemz.
Yeah, I'll definitely go with the Broncos as well. I think the defense is playing well. And one thing with the Broncos, like what they did with Dallas, they took away the run game and say, hey, you have to beat me throwing the ball, right? And if they take away the run game from Jalen Hurts, if they take away the run game from him and the Eagles' offense, then they don't have any offense. So I think the Broncos will win this game.
All right, Chris Lynch.
Yeah, I go with the Broncos, the good defense.
All right, Chris Lynch got cut, but you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go with who they playing? Sorry, Broncos.
Broncos and the
Broncos
Eagles.
against the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles. So to be a contrarian in this one, I'm gonna go against you guys and pick the Eagles. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Eagles just because you guys are picking the Broncos in this one. So that is part of my line of thinking, right? And then next thing, I think Jalen Hurts is playing okay. Two mediocre quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater and Jalen Hurts. Let's see what Jalen Hurts does. So I put my money on Jalen Hurts over Teddy Bridge.
By the way, Kemz, who said that signed Deshaun Watson?
No, nobody signed Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, Jackson, the wide receiver. Okay.
The Raiders signed him.
Okay.
Yeah, but I go with the I guess everybody pick already. I go with the Broncos.
The Broncos.
Based on their defense, that alone, I'm going with them. And I think the quarterback is not much of a big difference with each other with Ertz and the Broncos quarterback. So I'll go with the Broncos.
All right.
Teddy Bridge. All right, country. Kick off the next one again. What's the next game? Tell us who's at home though, Chris Lynch, when you do it.
Green Bay versus Seattle. Green Bay at home.
I will make. I'm going to put it on to Kemz. I say Green Bay. That's all I'm going to say. I give it to Kemz.
And Aaron Rodgers will be playing, right?
I definitely have Green Bay winning this game. However, due to the strict policy of the NFL, where if you're unvaccinated is concerned, Aaron Rodgers cannot be at the Packers facility until Saturday, right? So that is where that is the only time he can come. But if we know anything about Aaron Rodgers and this offense, I believe he's seasoned in this offense. He doesn't need a lot of time. He doesn't need a week with this offense to get it going. So I believe that what Green Bay's strength is, that is Seattle's weakness. I think that Green Bay will win this game quite comfortably. If we look at Green Bay's defense, it has stepped up tremendously. We're missing a couple of pieces out of the defense, Smith and those players. But the defense have been stepping up well, and with Aaron coming back, I know he's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder after Jordan Love stink up the joint last week. These are the perfect. Aaron Rodgers petty, so this is the perfect time for him come and show out and ball out and say, "Hey, look at me." So I think Green Bay will win this game.
All right. Boy, how am I gonna go against the Packers and Green Bay in this one? But before you, Kemz, you said the thing, Packers' strength. What's Packers' strength? You didn't say what their strength was. What's their strength?
Oh, what is Packers' strength? Throwing the ball, passing the ball downfield.
Okay, so you're saying Seattle's pass defense is horrible. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers. There's not too much need to be said. Aaron Rodgers, Packers, one of the contenders, one of the best teams. Aaron Rodgers, the best quarterback in the league, over Mahomes. I had Mahomes as the best quarterback in the league at the start, but I have to give it to AR. Tom Brady is right there with him in terms of being the best quarterback in the league.
4-4.
Yeah, he's still right there though. Tom Brady's still right there, and I think Tom Brady is the MVP front runner, right? Or one of them at least. So yeah, Packers, easy victory, Packers.
Yeah, I go with the Packers also. It's a clean sweep. I go with the Packers. What's his name? I think he's questionable. Both of them are questionable for Sunday, but obviously more than likely Rodgers come back in and fit and get back Kemz Packers like he wants them to get run.
Hold on, Christian. I think countryman I forgot. We have another game to talk about.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Las Vegas.
Chiefs.
All right.
Okay.
And then
right,
country, let's take the next one. The last one. Take the next one. Rams versus 49ers.
I pick Rams, man.
You
Rams,
can't go with
Rams,
the 49ers country. You know it
no,
tonight,
Rams,
man.
Rams,
No way.
gentlemen, Rams.
All right, country.
All right,
Rams,
country.
yeah.
If thanks.
Hold on, the country. Country. Oh, too late. All right.
Country gotta leave a G Star. Yeah, the boss Mr. The country boss Mr. G Star.
Yeah, sorry. You see.
Yeah, but we are the Kansas City, Las Vegas, my Chiefs.
All right. So
Oh, I
I
never
have
know the team for
Raiders,
your team, Christmas.
I have Raiders
Yeah,
winning this
they are
game.
the closest. They are the closest NFL team to me. So to the state that I am in, so I just state them up as mine.
And then the TV game. That's the TV game that you get, right? The
Yeah,
Chiefs.
basically, yeah.
Like how we get Miami and Buffalo. It seems that we get Miami and Buffalo every game down here. So, all right, Kemz, go ahead.
All right, so I have the Raiders winning this game, right? The Raiders had a stinker against the Giants, and one of the main reasons is because they didn't have a deep threat. There was nobody they could throw the ball to after the unfortunate situation with Henry Ruggs and he got cut. So there's nobody that they could throw the ball to. So now they signed Deshaun Jackson, who is one of the best deep threats, and Derek Carr likes to throw the ball long. And then, they're going up against a Chief defense who can't stop a fly, can't catch a fly, can't do anything. They have one person on the defense, on the secondary that's good, and that's Tyron Matthews. Sorensen is absolutely terrible. So I think that the Raiders, who had beat the Chiefs, last season when the Chiefs defense was good and the offense was banging. So I think that the Raiders will come back to form and know that this is a game that they must win. Because obviously, the Chiefs and them are right there. So I think the Raiders win this game.
Okay, so I said this sounds like a Sunday night game, right? This is a Sunday night game.
Yeah, it's a 7:20 Sunday night game.
Okay. All right. Here we are. I think both teams. This is a big game for the division. This is a big game, for the Chiefs to get to the playoffs. Hopefully, by then we'd have heard that Odell Beckham Jr. will be in Kansas City. By that, he probably won't play in that game, right? The Raiders are looking like a decent team, a pretty good team. But I have to go. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. For me, the Chiefs haven't been playing good. You only scored 13 points against the Packers. Yeah, and the reason why, let's face it was a backup quarterback. So if Aaron Rodgers was playing, we can assume that the Packers would have won that game, right? But Kemz, you don't respect Chris Jones, the defensive lineman at Kansas City.
No, that's why I said for the secondary.
Oh, secondary. Oh, okay, I never heard that part.
Yeah, I like Chris Jones.
Oh, Chris Jones, the second best defensive tackle in the league.
I like Chris Jones.
Well, we're basically waiting for the Chiefs to get going. That hasn't happened yet. Every week, I just think that they're going to find a way to get going. And I see even Travis Kelce struggling. The person that I thought that was the easiest to get going is finding it very hard to get going. His routes look off when he's running. His connection with Mahomes is not the same like we have seen over the past season.
Well, I think that's more an indictment to Mahomes than Kelce, because if you really watch the game, Kelce is in the right spot. Mahomes is just not getting him the ball. So I think that's a more indictment to Mahomes, because if you look even the last game versus Green Bay, there were a couple of throws that Mahomes didn't make, and you can see the frustration on Kelce's face. He's like, come on, man. So, I think Mahomes needs to step up his game. But as I told you before, what teams are doing now, they are playing with two deep safeties. So you can get anything in the middle, but Mahomes don't want that. Mahomes want the big play, 60 yards down the field, and come off the field like the other team and come back on 50-yard bombs. That's what he likes. And that's why they went out and got Josh Gordon, to replace Sammy Watkins that they lost. But, Josh Gordon looked like without any substance, he can't perform at the elite level that, he was. So that's why, I'm picking the Raiders.
But while Mahomes have fell off, Kemz, Kelce has also fell off. I've seen him fumble some balls that he didn't normally fumble. I've seen him drop balls this season that is easy for him. And catches that Kelce normally makes look easy, they have come to look very difficult for him. So two of them basically, but like you say, I would probably give more of it to Mahomes. And I think it has to start 1 week G-Star. If they're going to make some noise in the playoff or even make the playoff, they need to start. They need to start. It can't be every week we come in and saying, yes, they're going to start. I think this is a perfect week to start against a division team. It's a perfect week now to start. And I just think that they are going to win against the Raiders.
Yeah, man, and they kind of need a boost right now, right? They need I won't say signature win, but they need a good win against a good team right now. And they didn't look good last week. I would think that it was more on Mahomes, Kelsey, because as Kim said, he was right there. Mahomes is missing his reads, and I think Andy Reid needs to run the football some more. But who did you pick, Chris Lynch, for this game?
Chiefs.
All
right.
All I'm going to say, Chiefs haven't beat a team with a quarterback. That's all I will say. With a quarterback, the Chiefs haven't beat a team this season. Remember what the Bills do to them, you know. Remember.
But the thing about the Chiefs on third downs, when you look at the stats on third downs, they are not bad. Mahomes is still being able to do what he has done over the past season, but for some reason the defense doesn't help. So what Mahomes normally get away with, and his defense probably come and mop it up. That doesn't happen again.
No, remember,
they scored 7 points last week, though, Chris Lynch.
Yeah, that's what I say. Even I don't know what stats you're looking at, but even in the red zone on the third down, they had to settle for a lot of field goals. You know, and they even went for it on fourth down and they didn't convert. So the offense just look out of sorts right now. And you know, where Kelsey is concerned, I think it has to do with rhythm. You know, he has no rhythm right now because obviously Mahomes is not.
And one more thing, gentlemen, about this. I think that almost like Aaron Rodgers still, you know, where he just targets Devontae Adams, but I mean Devontae still catches every ball. But I think too much is on Kelsey's plate and Tyreek's plate, right? Somebody mentioned Sammy Watkins. I think it might have been you, Kemz. They miss a player like Sammy Watkins, so I think they need to, more than bubble screens and stuff like that, they need to get the ball to Hardman on some actual routes. And I think that's a big problem with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not running a lot of actual routes. They're just running crossing routes. I don't see them running stick routes. I don't see them running out routes. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see running post routes. Where are all these routes, right? Sammy Watkins was that guy, but they need somebody else who is good on the route tree other than Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey is a technician.
That's what Josh Gardner was supposed to do. Manning's man said we have to go. So
yeah, it's the last game. Raiders Rams. San Francisco Rams.
All right.
San Francisco at home.
Rams. San Francisco. Rams.
Rams.
And I go with the Rams also.
And for anybody who's listening, right? So what we're going to say the short picks. I would say the Ravens, Bills, Steelers.
No, sir. I'll go Ravens, Bills, Cowboys, Tampa Bay, Rams.
I'll go with the Cowboys as well.
And Cardinals.
No, I'm not going I wouldn't go with the Cardinals at all. Because we don't know if the backup quarterback is playing. We don't know if Colt McCoy is playing or not.
I'm confident after what I see with Colt McCoy. I'm confident.
Confident in Colt McCoy?
I'll be okay with either, to be honest. With the Cardinals, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah. But there's a lot of short picks though, still. There really is a lot of short picks. Right, so
until the game start to play and management start to laugh, because management doesn't bet, so he laugh at betters, you know. He laugh at us
because betters become debtors. Yeah.
And gentlemen, next week it becomes a bigger story. I want to talk about the Minnesota Vikings running back who got into some problems. Right, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that play out first.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. Kemz. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with us.
No problem.
Giving us this part of your morning. Listen, you need to invite G-Star over there on your show.
Until G-Star say I'm welcome anytime.
Yeah, but you don't send him the link. A man can come on the show and let him get the link, Kemz.
All right. I'll get him email and definitely send him the link.
Yeah, man. So big up Kemz from Sports Frenzy. I mean, check out Sports Frenzy. They're doing a great job over there with Levon, Josh Carl, Shakes, Ryan, Kemz, Demo, and the whole works. I know Chris Lynch is also over there sometime. A lot of songs
What
too.
special
All of it.
edition? Nice, man. I don't hear nothing from special edition in a,
He
in a,
said
in a
he
minute.
special edition said he texted in his pics last week. I don't know to who.
No.
All right, well,
I
I need
never
to find out.
chat them at all.
I need to find out because he said he texted them in. I don't know to who, but I'll
No,
find out.
about 2 weeks ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The last 2 weeks I haven't seen
No,
him.
man, he reached out to me and said he texted in his pics for last week. So I need to check that out. Yeah, man. But thanks, G-Star, Chris Lynch, Countryman, thanks for coming on. All the persons in the comment section, all those who listen, never made a comment. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure having this NFL show. It's growing. We want to diversify the product. And so we go into different sports to kind of bring that out. We know it's not your favorite sport for many Jamaicans, but trust me, it's going to get more exciting as I get to playoffs and Super Bowl and all of that. And so we don't want to jump on them. We want to do it from in the beginning stages. So I want to thank these guys because they're expert, like I say, in their own field. I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Tricknick. Remember, you can get 25% discount on all Tricknick products if you shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001. All right, you get 25% discount whether you shop there or on Amazon, where they're also available. If you're in Canada, they're in almost every store in Canada. They are in several stores in Florida and in the tri-state area as well. We have a next show coming up in a very, very short while. So we're having Neville Oxford on it. So we're going to jump over to there. So if you're here, you can just join us when that starts. Again, thank you so much. We do this again next week, Wednesday at 11 a.m. This is I Am Sure Sports. I'm Manning's man. Big up Kemz, Chris Lynch, G-Star, and Countryman for the time spent with us. And we leave with a word from our sponsors, Tricknick.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Tricknick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.